Hello everyone listening to Modern Rock 91.5 and technically 101 The Mountain, because this is actually a broadcast from the production room. This is a special interview with me, the Afro Warrior himself, Jay Gary. I got a special guest. Boys, would you like to introduce yourselves?
I'm Ryan from the band UTKF. I do lead vocals.
And I'm Anton DeLoss from UTKF, and I play guitar and vocals.
Is that all we can muster up today?
Yeah, you got the best two, so don't worry about it.
Oh, I'm pretty sure they'll be totally happy to hear that when they get the recording. Anyways, would you like to give people a brief introduction on UTKF, what you guys are, what you're all about?
Well, we're a pop-punk band from London, Ontario, Canada, and started in 2005, kind of the lineup that we have now. So we just went on tour with the Jettison Commitment and around Ontario in Canada, and so that one went pretty rad.
Good to hear, good to hear. This is maybe just a curious thing from me, but what does UTKF stand for? Because I've kind of wondered that ever since I started listening to you guys.
Okay, well, it stands for Under the Killing Floor, but we're not like too fond of that name, and neither is anybody else. I mean, including fans, like it's just kind of lame, and it doesn't really represent our band that well. And so we've been kind of going by UTKF. We're in the works of trying to figure out a better meaning for the letters for the acronym.
Under the Kool-Aid Fountain is
Yeah, I say you guys kind of picked a pretty sour letters to go with there. That U's gonna be.
I think it originally wasn't like an homage to classic rock.
It is. Jimi Hendrix used it, and the Who.
Killing Floor being like a slaughterhouse, right? So.
Yeah, and
Whorehouse.
Whorehouse.
That's the one. That's the one.
Yeah, there we go. I'm glad I know that offhand. Shows how professional I am.
Yeah.
I've been listening to what people have been referring to as easycore. First of all, do you guys agree with that genre label at all? Is that legit?
I agree to some extent that it works. I'd say like Newfound Glory works for it, yeah. But I think we kind of try and put ourselves more in the pop punk direction. I mean, with our full length we released last year, that definitely fits the easycore a lot better. But with our newest album, our newest EP, Taking Out the Trash, it's a 4-song album. You can download for free on our MySpace or on our Facebook. I think that really tries to put us more in the pop punk direction, kind of like Bangarang, Daggermouth, like in that area. Maybe a little bit Strike Anywhere.
Just more the punk aspect from pop punk for sure.
Oh no, no more breakdowns. What about all those middle kids?
A little bit, like
they love their breakdowns, man.
Less obvious, less like chug chug chug, break stop break. Just like I don't know, we want some just like slow like rad parts sometimes, but I mean we're not like we used to write a song and put a breakdown in it because it was cool. Like now
it used to appeal to like the music scene when we did that.
Now we just write what really feels good, and it feels like it needs a breakdown, and we put it in.
We write about girls, write about tour, write about all that kind of stuff.
Skateboards and pizza.
Yeah, skateboarding and pizza is definite.
Write about who gets what seat in the car.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
About best friends and all that kind of stuff. So it's cool. We're just growing up a little bit with our music. I'm not saying that easycore is immature in any way.
Childish.
I think that we're growing out of that genre, some aspect, and kind of joining more of the pop punk.
Mm-hmm. With that then, because okay, maybe just for me, I think I know at least another quote unquote easycore band from Canada. I think Sharks was from Ontario as well. I think you guys are familiar with the blog Easycore is Sexy and Funny.
Yeah. We actually came into knowledge of that blog in a very odd way. There was a band from France called May We Dream Forever, and they were talking to us, and they added us on MySpace, and we went on their MySpace, and we saw that they had a banner with our lyrics from the song Go Slinky Go on it, and we were like, well, we never okayed that. So we eventually found out.
Yeah, and we kind of found more stuff that had those lyrics. It was so bring the noise, we've got the voice to make a scene.
Yeah.
And there was T-shirts made with those lyrics on it, and banners, and more pictures, and like their slogan. And
like a layout and stuff like that. And we hadn't okayed it.
We were like, what the hell is this?
There's like a whole community based around those lyrics, not around them, but that was kind of the motto. And I guess it makes sense for the easycore people to pick that up. But there was no hard feelings or anything like that. We just kind of got some free shirts out of the deal.
We were just kind of confronted them about it. We were like,
you never asked us, and you printed it, and blah, blah, blah.
And we were like, I mean, they replied back, and they were like super rad about it, and they were like,
yeah, Anthony, I think his name was. Anthony was a really good dude.
And they sent us a letter back and shirts for every single guy in the band, and I mean, they were super supportive of us, and they were like, I don't know, I didn't know it was plagiarism.
Yeah, like
What's
so.
Plagiarism?
Yeah. So they were really nice dudes. So I think it all turned out okay.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, I mean, like that blog holds you guys on a pedestal, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
I mean, honest, those lyrics have I guess, put in motion the quote unquote easy core scene that blog's trying to adhere to, and it's a pretty big blog. I mean, it may sound silly. It's one of those things like you talk about things today like Facebook and MySpace and blogging, but as someone who works in the broadcasting industry, those social networking mediums are now legitimate in the way that they form the music world around them. And so something like that is actually creating a scene, and I guess you guys didn't know it, but you were doing that with those lyrics.
Don't to us, you're creating something, well, helping to create. I guess we can't take any
you can't take
credit
too
for
much credit, but I mean, you
sure
open the blog and it has
really
the banner with your lyric on it. So I mean, it's
yeah,
the first thing they
true,
see.
Yeah.
All right. How have any other tour that you guys have done recently? Like, how has your touring been going in Canada? Have you had any sort of plans to make it down to the States? Is there a demand in the States, you think, for your music?
We're planning on going on tour in the States.
Trying to hit all of the bordering states. You know what I mean? We're trying to get like
more of the East Coast.
Yeah, New York and all those.
It was like a 2-week tour. I think it was going to be February.
Yeah, February. I think is when we were planning.
And it was going to be around that kind of that area. We're going to go to Minneapolis and Buffalo and New York and Pittsburgh and Cleveland and Chicago and Michigan and that area.
Oh, thank God. I was going to say, man.
We got to keep it a little bit smaller. We have to, because we only have, so much resources.
Yeah. I mean,
and we're trying to do this mostly ourselves, and we're not that, we haven't had too much experience touring, so.
We don't have a label,
You're not label dependent,
like, Anton here records absolutely everything in his basement studio. Lost Studios, so you can check that out.
Mm-hmm.
But he records absolutely everything down here, and this is where we practice, and this is where most of the ideas come to fruition. And so we kind of operate out of his basement studio. So that's it's kind of hard to get everything worked out like that. But we've had some little bit of help along the way. Like, I mean, not no label success, but we're working on it. Gonna sell some press kits, do what we got to do.
Yeah, because I mean, at least I know Mid Michigan, where I'm from, has a demand for that type of, what I referred to it as thrash pop punk.
Cool, man.
Yeah, I don't know, we speaking of genres, we just kind of pop punk, and I wouldn't go so far as to say hardcore, but I don't know, you listen to stuff like This Is Who We Are, and it's influenced heavily by some bands you listen to, like it's got the fast beats, and like for example Strike Anywhere, that's something I'd be like influenced by. Bands here and there, so we try to keep it hard and fast for some songs, but it is good to have some genre hopping, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean that's always a fun way to do things.
We definitely have like, we all listen to hardcore and we have hardcore roots, so I mean we try to take those aspects.
Everyone loves hardcore
for sure.
And if we're cutting you off, like interrupting you,
no, don't worry about
we really apologize. It's just that you keep clipping or kind of going. It's kind of hard to hear you sometimes.
That's technology sometimes, don't worry about it. Everything works
and Ryan's
fine.
a big jerk, so he always cuts people off.
Yeah, completely. This is the question that I love to ask bands. Here's the $1 million question. So, censor for content. It doesn't matter if you have to swear. I can censor that out in the recording later. But censor for content. What is the craziest, funniest, just off the wall experience you guys have had as a band? And mind you, we've had some crazy answers. So you got the bar's pretty high.
Off the wall experience you've had as a band. Well, there's been some things. There are so many things that have happened to us as a band that I don't know what.
Oh, there was one really badass thing. We were playing in London once actually, and we were playing Call the Office, and Ryan's brother, he was mashing, and there was these kids from Sarnia.
They're our friends,
and they were our friends, and there was these other kids that was moshing like jerks, and they were like, whoa, okay, you guys need to calm down, or we're gonna,
you're thinking no fight, so.
And so this happens, and Ryan sees his brother getting into a fight, and he just throws the mic down and dives off the stage and starts beating these guys, and with security guys involved, and he had like one of the huge security guys in like a headlock, and he had no idea it was a security guy. He gets back on stage, and he's like, to call the office staff, I apologize, I didn't know it was you.
Yeah, like I didn't know I was fighting a bouncer at the time, and I mean, if I knew it was a bouncer, I probably wouldn't have jumped in. I figured my brother was in the bottom of the pile, and I was like, that's not happening. Like, that's ridiculous. So I jumped down to help him as much as I could, but it turns out he was already out of the fight when I jumped into it, like off stage. So, and then we saw a blue dog. So I mean,
yeah, like the dog was blue.
It was legitimate blue. It was like Windows XP bottom bar, like taskbar blue.
Wow.
But
I don't know, man. Yeah. Things go from crazy to wacky instantly when you get to a mosh.
Yeah. I don't know, like. personal experiences, I guess, I don't know, affiliated with the band. Like, we have Johnny O.C. from the band Life Ruiner on one of our tracks in the new EP. And so when he was down recording for us, they were playing a show. So we went to the show with him, and I don't know if you guys know about it, but there was a huge riot about Life Ruiner a couple years ago.
That happened to every Life Ruiner.
Yeah, but it happened again this time. People were taking chairs and smashing them on the ground and, like, going crazy. And Anton and I jumped on stage and moshed like idiots. I don't know. There's some crazy things that happen. Like, for example, when we went on tour with the Jettison Commitment, a lot of crazy things happened like that. That was this past August. But one of the weirdest things was that our bassist, Jordan Fish, and their merch guy, driver, whole combo, he and Jordan, first off, were the same dude.
Like, they are exactly the same.
Like, they could have been brothers. They act the exact same.
How many years apart, but they are, like, identical, and, like, their brain is the exact same.
And on top of that, Jordan likes to call picking up chicks wheeling, and so does Brandon Morphy, the merch guy. They both ended up wheeling, quote unquote, the same woman in Windsor, and they were like, "You might not want to put that one up. That one might be bad." There's a lot of quirky things like that happen. There have been more fights, and there's been a whole bunch. We all kind of like brothership, though. You know what I mean? Like, we're just like everybody in the band has each other's backs, and we have a support group, and so there is like a sense of family there, and we like to protect ourselves as well as everybody else. So some violence does arise at shows, but like we try and keep it positive, keep it PMA.
There we go.
Right for life.
That's how it's done. That's how it's done, boys.
Yeah, you need to think about it a tiny bit to to really get the craziest thing that ever happened to us. As a
I'm
band,
sure there are things that have happened that have been way crazier.
That would have been way better to talk about in this.
Don't worry, you guys have given good material. Don't worry.
Oh.
Yeah, okay, that's good. As long as we're not disappointing.
No. I mean, there's a pretty high bar for crazy stories. When you're in a band, your world is upside down. When reality hits,
everything is crazy. Nowadays.
Everything goes, it just goes pear-shaped, man.
Well, yeah, crazy things happen. I guess I don't know. What do you say about that, Anton?
I agree. I concur. To the max, Doug.
To the max.
To the max. It's okay. I mean, hey, it's all part of being a band. That's what you gotta deal with.
Exactly. It happens, and you just gotta be able to, get through it. So.
Yep. Hey, that's what's with the good bands from the ones that break up after a year.
Yeah, exactly. As long as you can stick together, I suppose.
Yeah, really. Anything else you boys need? Any questions you want me to ask you directly in case I'm forgetting something, or you have anything you need to promote?
Well, I guess you can find us on MySpace at myspace.com/UTKF. You can also search us on Facebook. You can find us there. We're also on various other sites, Last.fm and stuff like that, although that was kind of a mess for 2 years. You can download.
I had no idea how to use that.
Yeah, that was bad.
Gosh darn.
Also, we would like people to know to stop calling us Under the Killing Floor. Like, people bill us as that.
I mean, if you want to call us by like our full name, say Under the Kool-Aid
Fountain
or something. Make it something different. Like, we just don't want to.
You know what? We'll leave it up to you. Call us whatever
fits
you want.
the acronym, but for the most part, just please call us UTKF. You can download our EP, Taking Up the Trash, on our MySpace. There's a huge link for that, and on our Facebook on the left in the info tab.
Really, any site devoted to us, we will have that link everywhere. So it's a free download, 4 new songs, and it really reflects our style more than our old stuff. So you should definitely listen to that.
Oh, also, you can find it on EasyCore, or you can buy it from dogoodstore.com. Really, really, really nice people there. It's part charity, so that's a really good cause. Support that. You can also buy our merchandise on Do Good Store. And
yes, we have T-shirts and tank tops and bumper stickers, and CDs, 2 different CDs, and crew neck sweaters, and the works.
We'll sign everything for you if you want it.
Yeah.
And just keep skateboarding alive.
And keep eating pizza for sure.
Pizza, and keep listening to Bangarang, and we're good.
And surf if there's water near you.
Yeah,
surf.
Sure.
Yeah, see, I think I got the Great Lakes, so I got water covered.
Yeah,
I don't know
how
well that you can surf on that. I've never tried.
Get a jet ski.
Yeah, more of a skateboard kid, but that's okay. Well, thanks for tuning in. This is Afro Warrior himself, Jay Gary, signing out. UTKF, thanks for coming in as well, boys.
No problem. Thank you very much.
Tune in next time. I'll probably have another guest. We'll see who we get next time, buddies.
All right, thank you, man. See ya.
Later. Everyone at home, see you soon.